fascinating today to see who else but the former Prime Minister herself, Theresa May, wading in and seemingly questioning the government's Brexit approach. Theresa May asking, how can the government reassure future international partners that the UK can be trusted to abide by the legal obligations of the agreements it signs? This comes, of course, as the government expects to break international law with its proposals to override the withdrawal agreement, ministers have admitted. Northern Ireland Secretary Brandon Lewis telling MPs today it would be done in a very specific and limited way, adding that there are clear precedents for countries to consider their international obligations as circumstances change. Now, don't forget, Boris Johnson actually managed to secure a big Conservative majority, thanks in part to commitment to a proper Brexit, thanks in part to the Brexit Party not standing in seats held by Conservatives. Now, Nigel Farage in the Telegraph making the point that clearly from the very beginning, the Northern Irish protocol was unacceptable. In fact, the whole withdrawal agreement was unacceptable. Fortunately, he says, before the general election, Boris Johnson deviated away from his oven-ready deal by making very specific promises that we would not tie ourselves to EU rules. Now, don't forget, let's remember for a second what Theresa May wanted to sign us up to. The EU backstop hell, the purgatory, the straitjacket that we would have been in if we'd actually signed up to that. And just look at the responses to May's intervention today. A couple of tweets here. May undermined trust in the UK like no Conservative PM before her. She told the country she was fighting for Brexit whilst negotiating our country's capitulation with Brussels. In Boris, we have a People's Prime Minister determined to do his best for Britain. That's one response. Another, the same could be asked of the EU. Have they attached conditions like unfettered access to fishing waters, interference in state aid and ECJ control with the Canadian and Japanese trade deals? That would be a no. So why does the EU think it can do so with the UK? And responding to Theresa May again, another comment, one of the most cloth-eared and duplicitous PMs we ever had. She lied and plotted to keep the UK under EU's suffocating control, totally incompetent, so she whines that Boris might be looking after ensuring that British interests are paramount. As I said, guys, it's an interesting intervention, but the government are certainly taking a much firmer, tougher approach in the British national interest. And of course, for establishment types, that may be slightly unsettling. But I want to know what you think about Boris Johnson's approach on Brexit and what the government are now doing in terms of looking at overriding the withdrawal agreement. What do you think of that approach versus the capitulation that we saw under Theresa May's government? I certainly know which I think is the better approach in the interest of this country, but let me know what you think. And as ever, if you've enjoyed this report, remember to click subscribe and the bell so you don't miss the next report. Cheers, guys.